She's been single for 30 years, and she made a bold decision. She came to the vegetable market at 6 a.m. to find true love, because she believed that the man who bought the vegetables in the morning was definitely not a scumbag. With an unexpected look, she was attracted by the unique temperament of the man. She pulled her close, seemed to be picking fruits, but actually she was peeping from a distance. As a result, the more she looked, the more she liked it, and her heart rate accelerated involuntarily. So she decided to throw away the orange in her hand, turned around and walked towards the man. She took a deep breath, then took a shopping cart next to her, and finally came in front of the man. I like man firm and juicy, and no bruises. So what are you looking for? I had a hankering for a fruit salad, but it's not prepared. Do you have a wife and kids to help you eat your fruit? Me? No, I don't know. Me neither. Such a straightforward conversation made the man shocked for a moment. After all, he had never met such an active woman. So where are we going? Anywhere. And you? Really? Yes. They left the supermarket side by side, and then walked into a warm coffee shop. Yes. Cheerfulness quickly won Nick's heart. Until they parted, they didn't say goodbye. So they promised to meet again on Thursday night. See you Thursday. Ella was very happy, because this morning was perfect for her. It was as if the whole world was dancing for her and enjoying this beautiful moment for her. Such a wonderful video. Of course, you have to eat and watch it with some fried chicken and fries. Recently, I often use the discount coupon on salted fish. 9.9 yuan for a hamburger and fried chicken could buy a whole set. It's really cheap. It's perfect for people who like to play games. Salted fish is really amazing. This Joy even made her work full of motivation. She excitedly told this to her friends in the company. Her friends were very happy for her. But at the same time, she reminded her not to work in the mine. She was afraid of losing her job. But Ella didn't take it seriously. Because of her outstanding ability, the leaders wouldn't dismiss her easily just because of a few shortcomings. After work, Ella was happy to go home. In her mind, she was looking back at the romantic meeting in the morning. The smile on her lips couldn't hide the sweetness in her heart. But as she smiled, her face suddenly became serious, and there was an indescribable sadness. In her heart, she looked around, and the room was in a mess. Everything seemed to be inhuman. She felt like her strength was being pulled away in an instant. She was not interested in the things she loved. She could only curl up in a soft blanket. And this was a few days later. When the phone rang, Ella woke up from a dizzy state. Nick's gentle voice was heard on the phone. He reminded her that today was Thursday. He was ready for a date. She recalled her expectation for this date. But Ella was in a daze. Nick was very confused. Unless you want to cancel, No, come over here. For the date. Although Nick was very confused, he still came to Ella's house on time. But in the next second, Ella welcomed her beloved man, and in front of Nick's carefully prepared gift, she was still in a daze. What is that? It's a little wooden carved peach. Oh, that's sweet. Nick saw Ella's appearance and worried to ask her if she was feeling unwell. Ella said with a frown that she was fine. Then they came to a restaurant. Nick smiled at Ella to try to ease the awkward atmosphere, and Ella tried to squeeze a smile, but the smile was so reluctant. You don't have a twin, by any chance? No. In just a few days, the girl in front of her was totally different from before. Their second date ended in this awkward atmosphere. And Ella tried to squeeze a smile, but the smile was so reluctant. You don't have a twin, by any chance? No. In just a few days, the girl in front of her was totally different from before. Their second date ended in this awkward atmosphere. When they said goodbye, Nick told Ella that he would never see her again, because he thought that Ella's heart was not with him. His appearance may only increase Ella's worries. Ella knew Nick's doubts, so she lied that she just caught a cold. Nick didn't say much after hearing it. He just hoped that she would adjust herself. When it comes to dating, Nick never dreamed that. The girl in front of him didn't really catch a cold, but had severe depression. From the age of 15, Ella's life was torn into two worlds. One is her, who is shrouded in a haze of depression. The other is her, who is confident and passionate about life. Although depression seems to be closer to her nature, Ella was extremely disgusted with herself because people around her didn't want to be friends with her. In order to change all this, she tried to create a confident personality and tried to suppress her inner depression. Until today, she has been carefully hiding her illness. Even her closest parents don't know it. It was a bright morning again. Ella woke up from her dream. A perfect morning. Birds tweeting outside my window. The smell of fresh cut grass. She got up in a hurry and opened the curtain. It seemed that the whole world had become colorful. Then she suddenly remembered Nick. So she hurriedly turned over her phone on the sofa and called him in a hurry. Nick was surprised by the phone in his dream. He didn't dare to believe that Ella would call him. At this time, Ella was full of anticipation and excitement. She told Nick that she wanted to meet him immediately. Nick was rekindled by Ella's passion. The two of them agreed to have dinner together at her house at night. For this important date, and to get rid of the self-indulgence, Ella danced happily on the street. She even changed a dozen sets of clothes in a day. Each set showed her unique charm. Then she cleaned the room carefully. She planned to get rid of the self-indulgence, but when she put on makeup in front of the mirror, the familiar feeling came back again. She shouted at the mirror and tried to find that confident self. At this time, the doorbell rang. Nick was outside the door. "I'm so tired." Ella was struggling to get up and open the door. But when she just took 2 steps, she felt helpless. Sadness flowed like a tide. Tears came out uncontrollably until the noise outside the house disappeared completely. She walked out of the bathroom in a daze. And Nick outside the house was still standing at the door. He was overwhelmed with disappointment. He felt that Ella was deceiving his feelings. Faced with such a situation, he could only laugh at himself and then turn around and leave. Silently, Ella shrank into a ball on the bed. Tears rolled down like broken pearls. He lost his love again. He longed for someone to give him a warm hug at this moment. But he was afraid that others would see the pain in his heart. And because of this unbearable pain, he also lost those friends who tried to enter his heart. Not long after, the company's resignation notice arrived on time. Although he did a good job at work, the continuous mining record became an indelible stain. Nick sensa ellas abnormality. He had never seen Ella so haggard, so he asked if he wanted to have coffee together. Ella nodded subconsciously and agreed. In the coffee shop, his friend asked Ella what happened. This time, Ella didn't choose to run away. Instead, she bravely revealed the fact that she had autism. "I am bipolar." "Really?" "Yes. I haven't since I was 15. How come you never told me?" "So why are you telling me now?" "Because you're more than work, and you should know what you're dealing with." "But I have incredibly low periods. So low that I can barely move. I am impossible to be around. I can barely answer the phone. I'm totally unreliable as a friend. In fact, in some ways, I'm probably the worst friend you could ever have. Don't check a single box. I have a meeting 5 minutes ago." "Okay. Those guys from admin in my office, tell them we have to cancel today. I'll see them tomorrow. You want to get lunch?" Hum. You're the first person I've ever told about this. How does it feel telling me?" "Like an elephant's taken one of its feet off my chest." Under the encouragement and care of her friends, Ella revealed all the secrets hidden in her heart. After the confession, Ella finally unraveled the knot in her heart for a long time. She felt like a person who has been drowning for a long time. She finally came out of the water and could breathe a deep breath of fresh air. When she came home, she bravely picked up the phone and apologized to her close friends and friends who had hurt her. What surprised her was that no one laughed at her because of her condition. On the contrary, they all showed their tolerance and understanding. Under the encouragement and support of her friends, Ella found a more professional doctor and started a more effective treatment. Although her autism cannot be completely cured, her mental state is gradually stabilizing, and her life is slowly getting back on track. She even bravely shared her experience online in the hope of bringing encouragement and strength to more autism patients. Everyone has 2 sides. One side is bright and shiny, and the other side is full of vulnerability and insufficiency. Most people are only willing to show their perfect side. For the vulnerability and insufficiency of the heart, they choose to escape and hide. But Ella told us with her own actions that only by facing the vulnerability of the heart bravely can we truly grow and be strong. After all, in this complicated world, there's always a corner that exists for you. At the end of the story, Ella wore that peach pink coat with a bright smile on her face and was ready to chase back her beloved Nick.